Yeah, that's gorgeous. That talk about inspiration.
Oh, wow. Wow, Heather, I just love this.
Thank you. And I I did a braid in my hair today.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I have a lot of little jewels on. I meant to put a bracelet on, but anyway. And then I've got this little flower. I got to show the details now. And then, of course,
Wow.
the pearls.
Look at the bags.
The fur.
Yeah, this is a kind of a wow factor.
I love it when people look at you and they must be thinking, where are they going, I wonder. Little do they know.
5 thrift stores?
Yeah, the thrift store.
Oh, we're going to show you what we got too. Yeah. This is another beautiful day. I think it'll be the last day I can wear this.
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's so cool. I love that, Dave.
So much
You look
fun.
great.
So much fun to go thrifting.
There's a statement, Dave.
See you later. Do you want to go for a long walk through this most beautiful gardens, or do you want to head to the thrift store?
Well, I have these boots on, so I better go to the thrift store. This is a dress that I recently thrifted, and I've been styling up. I had it, I'll show you in a minute, the vest that I had it with. It's funny how sometimes I'll style something on a hanger, and then when I get it on, I'm like, it looks so good on the hanger, but when I put it on, it didn't really seem quite right.
Yeah.
So this is a little leather bralette that
You just thrifted. For $3.
and I thought, well, it might be kind of cute to cinch it in a bit. This dress actually looked good just on its own, kind of flowing.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad look at all, but I wanted a little more form, so I put that on. And you could actually add things to the chain too, to really make it kind of unique.
I love it, Heather.
This is the tag, and this is the brand Fool.
We had a new tag on it, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
It's vintage.
And there was a whole bunch of these, this
Yeah.
brand
Yeah.
that was in there. I don't know if it just got dropped off or what.
Oh, I love it, Heather.
Yeah, it's kind of unique.
Yeah, it's got a great print.
And it's sheer, actually.
And that was at Long's Goodwill.
Yeah, Long's Goodwill in South Carolina. And the necklace I just thrifted yesterday. This was from, where was that from? I can't remember the name.
I think we were in North Carolina.
I think,
And we were at Sunset Beach.
oh yes. And it was very special, Dave, that thrift, wasn't it?
Yeah. You like that, didn't you?
We found a few little trinkets.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
A little sparkle. And I thought, well, you know, from a distance it might kind of go. I don't know. They are different pinks, so. Well, I'll just have to keep looking. And these are kind of holiday pins. I love the beaded
They're so beautiful.
sequins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Not pretty. I'll show this one again.
And they're fun little add-ons for $1 or so.
Yeah.
You know, that was at
Christian, I can't remember.
Christian thrift store.
Yeah.
It was in
it was
Sunset Beach, North Carolina, and there's a few different thrift stores there. It was so much fun.
It was fun. And I did find this there as well. I love the colors in it.
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful.
of course the little bird. Tropical little
Beautiful.
bird.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. I had a good time. And then this little cotton sweater. It has the puff sleeves that really kind of drew me. But I love the crochet. And it's really pretty on.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
It is 100% cotton. And it's just the details. And then the neck is a little bit big, but I thought it'd be really cute to put a brooch or something here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I look forward to styling that up
It's gorgeous.
in an upcoming video.
Yeah, which we're going to be doing a style up soon.
Yeah. And I think I found this there too. It has these little, I don't know, bands on them. And you can put, what I did was, I like to put a little clip in it, and I might use it in my hair, or you could put a brooch pin. You could put it in your hair.
Oh yeah.
Or you could put it as a brooch, which I will probably do. I might even string like a ribbon around it and kind of put it around my neck even.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. And it looks like it's older.
Vibrant colors.
Yeah. I know, all these little tiny trinkets. And I saw this, there was a little batch of stamps, but I thought, wouldn't that be fun to put fabric paint on that and to stamp a bunch of stars onto something?
Yeah, it's a quick way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I found this guy. I know, you looked at me after. Why? What is with me that I'm so attracted to these guys? Yeah. But I loved his little outfit and his little eyes blink. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I think
Oh,
it
they
says,
do move the eyes.
yeah.
Oh boy.
It's Peter Pan. It's funny because I've been looking for a sparkly pair of glasses. I love to wear different glasses. These ones I just use for reading, but I like to have them as part of my outfit. And I found these. They were $6 at one of the consignment stores that we went to.
Yeah, I love them. They're just clear. So
Yeah,
they
me
have
too.
no...
You can wear them inside, outside.
Yeah.
I do like a bit of a tint when I'm outside, but I'll show you the sparkle. Not quite right for this outfit, but
no, but I love them.
I have in mind a pink outfit where I have sparkles, and I thought this would go great with it. Sometimes you need some more sparkle.
Yeah.
This pink necklace I got at the flea market. It's a different flea market, and I can't remember the name of it.
In North Myrtle Beach?
It is in North Myrtle Beach, but it's not the North Myrtle Beach flea market.
Yeah.
It's called something else, and I'll have to look it up.
That's beautiful.
But it's not pretty.
Yeah. It's fun what you can get for...
I also wanted to talk about this one I got at the consignment store that I put on my finger immediately and said, what an unusual ring.
Yeah.
And then later I got it home and I thought, oh, that's not a ring. I've done this before too.
Yeah, but it can be whatever you want it to
be. It can be, yeah. And it would be fun to be a ring. I could wear this ring. But it is meant probably to be, to put a scarf in.
Yeah,
even
that's
a
right.
sarong, for your beach wear.
Yeah.
It would go in.
That's fun though.
The lady didn't say anything at the cash.
No.
And then these earrings were from the flea market.
Oh, I love these.
I love the colors.
Yeah. They've got such a 70s vibe to that.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought of too.
Yeah.
This was from the same flea market.
I really enjoy seeing these vintage brooches.
I love the flowers.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
This one reminded me of Vivienne Westwood, kind of. Love it. And I don't know, the back of it just kind of struck me as being kind of old.
Oh, the way it's pieced together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of circles
Yeah.
soldered together.
And then this little trinket I picked up at Salvation Army. Oh, we're all over the place, Dave and I. They're just fun to add to an outfit.
Yeah.
What is in this? What exciting thing is in this? Oh, this is from a vendor at the North Myrtle Beach Flea Market. And this one is a pansy. I thought it was so pretty. It's kind of the muted colors. But I love pansies. They're actually one of my favorite flowers.
Such a
They're
fun.
happy little faces.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to be able to take a bunch of these just to start creating, putting a bunch of pins on your clothing.
Oh, yeah.
I like when you have them in bunches.
And this little frog, I thought he was so cute.
Oh my God, he's adorable. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cute on a lapel? Or over, like if you had a jean jacket or something over one of the pockets, like he's resting on your pocket. But I thought it was so cute. And it's made of ceramic or
something. The lady you got that from, I do believe she said her house has 13 bedrooms, and every single bedroom is filled right to the ceiling with...
She's 82.
With items that are vintage items and fashion. And
I wanted to invite myself over. And then this was another piece. This one says made in England.
These are a little more expensive, yeah.
But they were 50% off. So
and
they were
they're just so unique.
But I thought they're so unique.
Yeah. Sometimes it's worth spending just a little bit more to...
Yeah.
And you're supporting a great cause.
Well, that's how I feel too. She's going out there and she's doing it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be kind of fun, like if I was doing more of a punky look, to put like a chainmail purse, and if you were doing more of a gothic maybe kind of look.
Well, that you could really go goth with this outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
So that was just a little idea. And but it's made in Italy. I got it outside of one of the consignment shops yesterday when we were in Sunset Beach. And it was 50 cents. And I just love the colors in it. And I do have a skirt. So if I can kind of find a top to go with that skirt,
color.
I'm going to style it up with this. Yeah,
I don't know why it reminds me of something I've seen in the Mediterranean back in the 50s.
For the ocean. Or,
yeah.
You could just have fun with it.
Oh,
maybe with the sparkly glasses.
Yeah.
And then this belt. We went to the Veterans. It was a thrift shop that supported veterans.
Yeah, in Little River in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And this is the belt, and it's bizarre because it actually feels like
it is some sort of hair.
Some sort of hair. But
it's got a very heavy metal to it.
Yeah.
Let's see here, kind of.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it didn't quite fit you well, but it will fit me.
Yeah, but if I put another hole in it, we could fit both of us.
That's true.
So just don't be thinking you're going to...
I love this.
I love it too. I have a few repairs to do in it.
Oh.
And it's the type of bag that you would have to put another little bag in so that things don't fall out.
It's all suede.
But boy, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great for my kind of, when I have like a 70s kind of outfit that I have a lot of suede with. Actually, I thought that this was ripped, but I think it's just part of how it's designed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the war veterans, and for $5 and you're supporting them. Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a feel good supporting all these causes.
And this is a little acrylic beanie that I found for $2, but it was a pretty color, and I've been kind of looking for a beanie, so I thought this would be really nice. This was a little bed jacket I found at Salvation Army, and I love the crochet. It's so soft. You can feel that it is cotton.
This is Salvation Army in North Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
And this is just gorgeous, Heather. And there's no tag on it, right?
No.
It's homemade.
I feel like it's homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks homemade.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Even the little toggles here.
Yeah.
How cute.
I just love the colors. It looks so vintage.
Yeah, it does.
Just the way it was made. And
it was kind of one of those things where you really have to go through the rack, because it just looked like there was nothing really that I was interested in, but I was just taking my time, and it was kind of hidden in between.
Yeah.
And boy, what a little gem.
Wow.
Love it. And I have an idea for that one, for a style. These are some pants that we found. These are apple bottom But it was the color that
Yeah.
really struck me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to turn it into a wrap skirt.
Ooh.
Yeah. And just kind of shake it up a little. Give it some new life. I might even make the pockets in the front.
Oh my goodness. I
Because
can't wait to see
really,
this.
you should be able to see that yourself in the front.
Well,
That's the fun part of this skirt.
yeah, you'll have to show everyone how you do this.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
show
fun.
myself too.
Yeah.
But it's kind of giving me nautical vibes too.
Yeah.
So I just have it in my head. I guess it's being here.
Maybe the sailboat going
Well,
up and
that's what
down,
I'm
because that will draw
wondering.
the eyes as an image.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. And that pin that I have, it really has inspired me to do a. Gosh, there's been a lot of inspiration here, hasn't there? From
Oh,
birds
wow.
to signs that we see.
Yeah. Oh, we
And
can't
then,
wait. We're going to be bringing you guys, next video, we're going to show you a really amazing place. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, surprise.
I'm very excited. I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe not. And then there's a couple pairs of jeans.
So these are Wranglers, right?
Yeah.
Which are wonderful jeans and 100% cotton. And you are planning on?
I want to make them into another skirt, I think.
Mm.
I know, I'm in the skirt vibe. But I wear skirts a lot. I love them. And I'm having fun doing it. This one we were both a little bit on the fence.
No,
Because,
and it's worn apart and it's polyurethane on top, but we weren't getting it for that reason. It was because it was where the money was going to, the war veterans, but it was also that we were being able to cut this out and use it as a patch.
yeah,
Like, how cool is that? To cut that out for a patch.
yeah.
Like, I already have a positioning on something.
Do you?
Well, yeah. So I
On
thrifted
the back.
this leather jacket for $4.89, and it's in mint condition. I can't remember the name of the brand. Maybe I can show you that. And it's just amazing, and it's a woman's jacket, and I just thought, wow, wouldn't this be a great upcycle?
Yeah,
And
I
maybe,
think so too.
yeah, yeah.
I love this type of sleeve. I
Yeah.
don't know, is it dolman sleeve? I can't remember now.
Imagine the tiger on the back of that. Like, could you imagine the cutout?
Yeah,
Piece straight on the middle.
that might be cool.
Oh, love that.
Like, would you just cut out the actual sequin part, or would you use any of the silver?
Well, wow, Heather.
What?
Like, it's hard to believe that's a bag, but when you put it on your back, it kind of goes with the jacket.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be a really neat cutout. I'll
Yeah.
have to see.
And this is another little jacket from the Salvation Army.
And we just love this for the upcycle. I love the material. It's all wool, and it's James Wells. But to find something that's in mint condition, a jacket like that for
And what are you thinking with this one?
$5.
Oh, I don't know if we have a thought, do we?
Well, because I can't wash it. Anything you thrift that you end up getting that isn't washable, like the horses that we had cut out originally for the skirt, we thought, that won't really wash well.
Oh, yeah.
So we thought, well, where else could we use them? So those cutouts could go on the back of a jacket that you're not planning on washing,
Exactly.
you know?
Like a camel hair or something like that,
yeah,
right?
and I happen to have one of those. You got a baggie for $3.
I know.
Uh-oh. This is Heather's $3 bag.
Well, it was the little beaded fringe here that really got me. But as I opened it,
Wow, I couldn't
this
believe
is
what was in
actually
here.
feather trimming.
Look at that, guys. Isn't that gorgeous?
And I think it might be, I don't know when it's from, but it's not new.
No. Yeah, 1 yard of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that'd be kind of neat. I was thinking even of a brooch or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a unique little trim. What do you imagine this on?
Yeah. Let us know, guys.
I kind of feel like a purse, maybe even. Or a bag, I don't know.
Yeah. Or the ruffle on the end of a sleeve,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that would be cute too, wouldn't it? Kind of neat. Yep. Yep. And then this is just some black ribbon, and it has a little detail in it. And some of this trim. It's kind of a pretty color. And then this pink eyelashy kind of trim. Is it pink or red?
Red? Well, pink or red? Red?
Pinkish
I think
red.
it's red. Yeah.
And these are kind of this cotton little tassel. Kind of fun for something.
Yeah.
I have had it in my mind for quite some time, and I haven't done it, to make lace cufflets, and I think that's coming in the future. And I think these kind of things will be useful for that. And some more of this trim, and this is the beaded trim.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So
Yeah.
I really like this. And I love the idea of the little amulet bags. Wearing them around your neck, or you could make yourself just more of those little, what do you call them? Oh, like a purse charm, really. And you can hang them off your clothes, or clip them onto different things.
Boy, there's a lot in that $3 bag.
There is, and then
Wow.
this is just this kind of it's like a satin black rope. Feels very nice. But wouldn't that be cute as
Yeah.
a purse attachment or
Yeah.
something like that? Even around your neck, it would feel okay. And this little ribbon,
I get so much inspiration out of these little
this
bags.
little satin.
You never know what you're going to get.
You never know. And a little of the grosgrain ribbon. And then these feathers. More
Ooh,
feather trimming.
wow. That's such a bad
We're
trip.
having a lot of fun, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. We could go anywhere. I think we could be in the middle of Timbuktu, Africa, and we'd end up finding a thrift store.
Well, that's what I say. Even walking on a beach, I'm collecting the shells. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty, this is pretty. I'll take this one and this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's my coat in the mail form. I'm just kidding. I love it, Dave. I absolutely love it. You were pretty excited, weren't you, when you found this?
Yeah, and this was at the Christian thrift store in Sunset Beach, and this was marked for $13. And then when I got it up to the register, the lady said, "Oh, it's 25% off today." So it was about $10 for this jacket. It's just wow. So,
Dave, it looks great on you.
thank you. Okay, and this is the inside lining. So it's wool on the bottom, acrylic on top.
That's something.
So I just went ahead and trimmed down this piece of cotton denim so I can know what I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to draw a puppy out here that's going to go on a fun upcycled skirt. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of, I finally got a fabric marker from Heather, so this will be a little bit nicer than just drawing it out with paint to start. I can actually show you guys how you can start with this. So all I'm going to do is I'm imagining a puppy, and when you look at an image, whatever image you might be having, whether it's in your head or it's something that you're looking at, just try to look at what are the main objects. So I'm going to divide this piece of fabric into thirds. Oops, get rid of that. So don't worry if you see that right there. The paint's going to go right over it. So I've got this into thirds now. And why I did that is because basically on this top area here, I'm going to put in what I think is a rectangular shape, okay, like this. And what I noticed is at the 1/3 mark, I'm going to have a nose sticking out on this puppy, okay? So I'm just doing this rectangular shape now. I'm going to adjust this later, but I want to show you how I can kind of have a rectangle here, okay? In between, on this rectangle, in between the bottom and the top, the middle's right about here. So just above the middle, which is an appealing location, but it's also where I'm going to see some eyes, okay? So I might have 2 eyes here. I might actually put a triangle in here, like that. See that? And have an ear. And you can adjust this as you go along, so you're not really worried about too many details. Now, the next third is the body. Okay, so what I see is the body coming out from basically directly below the head, and it kind of curves outward a little bit. So I'm just creating a box. Just imagine this box kind of coming across, and then it coming down the other side. Now, I might have a backside coming out this direction. And this is where I'm going to start into the next 1/3. So I've kind of got a body here. I've kind of got a back coming down here. Bear Dynasty paints. And it's a matte finish. Using a big 1-inch brush. Same ones I've been using all along. This is a 1/2-inch brush and they're getting pretty beaten up. Kind of like that right now. What I want to do is I want to start with a base color. I'm just going to get a light cream, so I'm going to take some yellow, some white, a little speck of red, a little more yellow in there, and I'm going to go ahead. I want to kind of get I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of blue to tone it down. I want to get a base color on here. So you see how I'm just rubbing that on? Just a real thin layer on. That's basically what I want. Don't worry if the color doesn't match when you remake a color. It's all good. You'll get better as you go along with being able to accurately match colors. But I'm just going to go ahead and rub this on just really lightly. First color sometimes is a little difficult on a small little piece of material. It's going to be a little difficult to see. This is a little more of a grayish color. This is a good base color for the body because I'm going to be adding lighter hairs on top, and I want to start with the darker colors underneath and then add a little bit. If I find that a lot of this is going to be small areas, so I'm just going to switch to the smaller brush right now and just move a little bit more accurately, and I'm just going to go ahead and see that, and that goes on so quick. And I'm just following the line just like that. Don't worry about anything, just having fun with it. Just want to make sure that I get all the fabric coated in. There's no little dots of fabric showing. So that's really important because what you're doing is you're sealing in the cotton with this latex and getting it on super thin. It's going to allow for this not to crack when it cures. It's going to stay on your fabric and it's going to be fairly soft because it's so thin. It really won't feel like a heavy paint on your jean. I'm just holding that cotton down so that it doesn't move around on me, my hands. And this is just a base color. It's your first layer color you put on. It's a sealant. It is giving you an understanding of placement, but when you create form, it's great to do a little bit at a time rather than doing all the details all at once. It makes it so much easier. I'm going to just take some red and blue and I'm going to mix up a really deep color for the ear as a base, because I'm going to want a darker color there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use a little bit of the real dark and put it on the eyes. The eyes, you can move them if you find the placements off as you go along. So never worry about placement at this stage. You're just trying to get an idea of where everything's going to belong. I might want to get a little bit of the dark in here to separate the legs, and this is where you can start widening out all the shapes. Like we just started with a real basic shape in here. It's not detailed at all. This is great though because it's showing you real time on how to do something. So you want to do quick and easy. This is quick and easy, and you notice I'm zigzagging my brush back and forth. That's a really important thing. It's not just getting your paint on thin, but it's forcing you to not be particular and let go. And when you're starting out painting, that's a very difficult thing for many people. It's just to be able to say, hey, I'm not going to think about this. I'm just going to do it. So how do you do that? Well, it's probably this simple. It's probably just moving your brush real quick, not thinking too hard. Once you've actually drawn out a little bit of an image that you're happy with, though, you know, you wouldn't expect anybody to be able to just all of a sudden throw paint on a picture and expect it to look like it's in the right place. I'm always looking at the picture as a whole, rather than just looking at the legs where I'm working at. You'll notice this with me. I'm always moving my eyes back and forth, up and down this image to see how does it look together. So that's really what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to create this image as a whole. So I'm just going to put in some darker color in there, zigzag. Almost got all my lines covered in. This is awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up his hind leg. And I don't even care about the color so much. See that? Just covering up that fabric marker, getting his outline filled in. And then I'm going to let that dry. And once that dries up in maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll start the next layer. Okay, layer 2. I'm going to start off with some lighter color here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to imagine widening out. See, this is where we take the rectangle and we actually make it have a little bit more form, like the dog we want, the puppy, whatever we want to call him here. And I'm just starting to get some of that form out, so I'm going to pull out a little bit of the hair on the sides, right in through here. And imagine where some of the light color is. And before I even get going into too much more here, I just want to show you, when I'm doing this, I put the nose here, but I decide, I think I want to move the nose a little bit, so I'm just going to show you a couple things I'm going to do here. I'm going to move the nose over. I'm going to take the eyes and I'm going to move them down. Now I talked about this formula called phi, and it's a wonderful formula. It just basically takes a line. If you have a line that's 10 inches long or 10 centimeters long, and you want to divide it up into what the most pleasing spot is to put something, it would be about 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. So you could put the 6, if this is 10 and this is 0, this could be 6. But you could put the mark right here, or you could actually take this 0 and this is 10 and put the mark right here at 6. So it could be in one of the two locations. You can do that with everything. So I'm looking at this rectangular shape that we originally put in here, and I'm looking at where I put the eyes, and I'm saying it's not the most pleasing spot for the eyes. It's kind of crazy that you think about that. You're like, well, but it's a puppy. You know, puppies have eyes in a certain spot. But the funny thing is, you'll find that in most living organisms, anything living, that you'll find that this formula fits in to almost everything. How that placement, if this is 0 and this is 10, that being 6, how all of a sudden it looks a little bit better. Kind of funny, eh? How that goes. Ooh, Heather, what you doing?
Just doing some stars on here.
On this tie. Is this a tie?
This is a tie. I got it in the bins.
That's so cool.
And I thought I wanted to add something. I wasn't quite sure what. And then I'm styling up an outfit that involves sequin pants that are striped, black and gold. And I thought, well, this would go great with the outfit if I put some gold stars.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm just mixing up a few more colors here.
Dave, I love this.
Oh, good. So you're just kind of adjusting the form. Just keep playing with it. Like, I really want to bring out these legs, so I'm just kind of mixing up some different colors here. And I want to get the fur out. And I'm using a really small brush right now. It's super small. It's got short bristles. And it's just allowing me to be able to get a wider stroke, but also nice and thick, so I can actually cover in a lot of the actual image with this color. So I'm just kind of once again pulling out, where do I want that leg coming across? And I'm just going to keep dipping in. I know it's a lot of dipping in. You see how I'm just kind of filling that in, and I'm just deciding, where do I want to pull that leg out? How wide do I want this? So I want to start bringing it out so you really feel the width of it. I kind of want more of a friendly puppy look to it. What do you think, Heather?
Oh, yes. Well, I just love the expression already. It does remind me of Rusty. It's that look he gives you, like, okay, are we going for a walk, or are you guys getting ready to go somewhere?
I'm just going to kind of imagine where I'm going to pull out. I don't have too much more fabric here, but I'm going to pull out that hind leg as much as I can, and I'm going to kind of curve it back so I can really see the accentuated form here.
So far.
And sometimes you need a couple layers on it, but that's a wonderful color gold.
I think so too.
Yeah.
This is another part of a jean that I put in bleach, and I really like the way it turns out.
What are you going to use it for?
Well, I'm thinking probably another skirt, or I'm kind of still thinking about it, I may try to make a long jean jacket out of a jean dress that we have. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush here, just a real baby brush. And all I'm doing once again is I'm just trying to pull out any of the details that I might see in this image. Just taking a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. This paint's probably good for about 2 hours on your palette, and then it gets really sticky and hard to work with. What I've noticed is the paint that I prefer working with is the one that I have at home, which is latex-based acrylic, and the reason being is it's not as sticky of a paint, so it spreads easier. This is a enamel, and it's just a little bit harder to spread and get a lot like long lines like that, especially once it starts to set the paint. But outside of that, there's really not much of a difference in the paints and how they hold up. Anyhow, I'm just trying to get a little bit more of the color on. I'm defining how wide I want to make something. If I want to bring out more hairs here to make his body feel a little wider, I might do that. Just adding details. Now, something I talked about, that formula phi. So if I have the bottom of the picture, the dog is here, and the top is right here. If I follow that formula, there is I'll show you this right now. I'm going to just take a little bit of white, some red, a little bit of blue, just kind of get a toned down red that's got a little bit of a purpley look to it. So if this is 0 and this is 10, that's about 6 right there. Okay, so according to this formula, it is the most pleasing place to basically put an object that might actually be appealing to be able to put on. And maybe what I could do is, I'm going to just change this direction a little bit. I want it to curve down in this direction. And I'm going to put a harness on him. Because yeah, he's got to be going for a walk soon, right? He's probably ready to go. He's anything like Rusty. He loves his walks. So I'm just going to kind of curve that around there. And maybe what we'll do is just curve this down a little bit. And you can kind of get the feel of how wide his body is here. And I can adjust this with some colors. The form. So if I don't want this to stand out as much here, I can kind of bring it down this direction with the color, the dog, getting some hairs coming out if I want this to kind of disappear. Just tone that down. A little bit of a darker color, a bit of a different color here. Maybe I'll get a little bit of a underlining color. Kind of like that. You'll have a little spot that might have a little tag on there. Kind of make that a slightly different color. Who knows what we'll put on there. Put any dog's name on there. Your own dog's name on there. This is fun. So I'm just constantly adjusting a bit of the colors. It's amazing how quick this will come to life. You might want to have, depending on the color of their eyes, it's amazing. Some dogs reflect, bluish, some have more of a brownish, some more black. I think it's really up to you on what you want to reflect in here. Actually, when I think about it, I've got a lot of warm colors around the eye. So I think what I'll do is I'll actually go with the cooler. Let's see if I can go a little deeper on that. A little bit of color in there. You can rub it in with your finger too, so it doesn't stand out so much. I think that's a little too much for me, so I'm going to tone it down. I'm going to go back with a little darker. I have blue and brown mixed in there, so hopefully that'll come out. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of the blue around the edge for Heather to be able to sew this onto her skirt. And I'm not going to worry about too much detail. If I can't show blue around some of the edges, she can go right over with the paint with the sewing machine. Here we go. So just going to use some pinking shears. At least that'll slow down the process of the threads coming apart at where the seam line is. But this is kind of a good way to be able to deal with it right now. Where I am painting, it will totally seal the hemline anyhow, so I don't have to worry about that. It's just the rest of it that isn't. This is going to be a wrap skirt. So I'm just rolling or bunching up the rest of the taffeta here on the side, and I've decided how much of this I want to use for an image. So I want to have a large image on the front of the wrap skirt. So I kind of did some calculations in advance, and I'm just taking some Dynasty, the white paint here, and we're going to draw out with this white right now. I'm not going to worry about using any sort of marker or anything. I'm not concerned with that. So basically the focal point is going to be, and I hope you guys can see this, I think you will be able to on this pink taffeta. The focal point is going to be Audrey's eyes. Audrey Hepburn, she has the most beautiful eyes, and just striking images of her in the day, and I'm going to use that formula phi. So basically, if this is the top of the image and this is the bottom, that's 0, and this is 10, I'm going to find out where the number 6 is. I'm going to mark off 2 areas. They're about a foot apart from each other, and I'm just going to mark them out as eyes. Okay? So there we go. I have, just imagining, some beautiful eyes, and I'm just going to stick that in just like that. And I'm using this more as a mark to be able to see where everything else is going to go, because this is the focal point. Okay? So in between this area here, in between the eyes, I might see the nose. I have to decide if the face is facing, because it's so close up to you. Is it going to be leaning to the left or to the right? It's very interesting when you study visual arts. You learn little tricks of the trade. If you are from the Western Hemisphere, you're reading left to right. It's funny how your eyes get used to reading information left to right. Not always this way, but if you're having an image of Audrey and you're creating this, it might be that you decide to use her left side of the face and you're looking at her in this direction. So we're going to try that anyhow. None of these are concrete rules that you have to follow. It's just kind of fun little tidbits on how I could actually create an image. I'm back to a big brush here, and the one thing I'm going to do with this fabric is I'm going to just make sure that I rub on a very thin coat, it does move on me. It's a very thin fabric, so it's a little awkward to paint on, but it's fun to be able to experiment with this. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just picturing where she's going to have a pair of gloves underneath, wearing gloves on her hands, and she's got them bracing underneath her face here, supporting her face. I have this feeling I'm going to be pulling the eye in and the cheekbone over here. I think I went out too far with it. So, see how I'm doing that? I'm just going to rub that on real thin. So I'm just using the blue and the brown here, or blue and red, sorry. And I'm just going to kind of get a quick coat on here. You see how this goes real quick. Once you get your base on taffeta, it's going to go a lot quicker for you. Heather's picking out from a bunch of different patches she already has made, looking at what she might add to the skirt. And I'm just kind of marking off these. See how I'm doing that? Just real simple. And I'm going to just take a little bit of red and blue, mix it together, imagine a few eyeballs, and this doesn't matter right now. She's looking up.
Imagine a few eyeballs.
Yeah. There'll be a few eyeballs on this one.
It's going to be quite a skirt.
Yeah, can't wait. So just marking off where I see the dark. Now I'm just going to switch into some red now. I'll just take this.
I see it already, Dave.
Paper towel. Do you?
I do.
Okay.
This
well,
is going to be neat.
It's going to be fun.
I don't think I've ever had a skirt that had a big face like that on it. It's really unique. And I always like that kind of a skirt. You know, I love the ones that have the appliques, kind of almost like the poodle skirt. And this will be really something. And imagine wearing the sheer over top, and then you have her face kind of peeking through.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to see how it comes along. The big thing about this is when you're doing a base color, you're just looking at trying to get it all solid in, covering the pink, getting a thin coat on. You're not really worried about the image. Like, I'm going to adjust these eyes a lot. I might move them around. I'll be adjusting the mouth, the hair, everything, the directional line. But when you do it in baby steps, it makes it easy for anyone to do.
So I really liked this skirt. I actually liked it as is. There's nothing wrong with it. And I was thinking, well, maybe I'd like to add some patches to it. But then I saw, actually, it was on Pinterest. They had one tie going down, but I thought, how cool to take one of the panels and just kind of fill it in with ties, kind of give it a different look. So I think I'm just going to sew them right on top.
I can't wait to see this one. This goes through the paint pretty good, eh?
Oh, yeah. I love it. I actually really like the texture of the paint on the jean. It's really cool.
Okay, so just starting the second layer of paint here. And what I'm going to first do is I'm going to adjust a little bit of the form, see if there's anything I want to move around. I'm going to start with just a little bit of white and yellow and red and get just a light facial color on here again. This eye, I feel like it is, and I kind of had the feeling when I did this, that this is going to be too far outward. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover that over just like that. Okay, just bring everything, just going to take this right off here. And I'm going to go ahead and try to just move that eyeball. It was here. I'm just going to the right a little bit. And I'm actually going to go quite a bit bigger. Okay, because the one thing about this image is, and she has big eyes, but this is a huge face. So I have to make sure that the proportions of the face, see these eyes? They need to get a lot bigger. So, and don't worry if you ended up making it too big. That's okay. So we're just going to start with just imagining the eyebrows, the eye here, the eyelashes. So the eyelashes might come across here and then kind of come across and come down like this. I might actually bring this eyebrow up a little bit. So I want to continue on this area here. I want to be able to kind of imagine the nose having a little bit of a darker on the edge of it. Maybe not quite that dark, but it doesn't really matter too much. You're really just drawing out kind of where you want everything. So over on this side of the nose, I have to decide, okay, is there a little bit of darker color around this eye here, right in through here, maybe just a little bit darker. I'm just kind of using a little bit of paint that I have in my brush right now. And I'm kind of imagining, okay, well, where am I going to have the shadow side of this side of the nose? It's just a matter of constantly changing your form. I'm bringing this whole hand out further this direction. And I'm going to go ahead and add some highlights now. So I'm just going to use some plain white. And I'm just going to try to basically redraw how I want this form. Sometimes things look like they're going backwards as far as the details. You have to be okay with that. It's one of those things you just have to trust the process. I'm going to imagine having a finger here. So slowly but surely it's working out. A lot of detail still to add. Move the eyes a little bit more. Brought the left eye even more over and widen the lip, and just finding that happy balance between everything that's coming together.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of break that line up a little bit. I didn't quite like the way it went across like that. And
the one leg I love too, the way you did the patch.
I love stars, so
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I kind of wanted to try some different techniques. And
I made an off-white with a little bit of blue in it. And I don't know why, but I think I want to just kind of accentuate some of the color out here, bring it out right onto the pink. I'm going to see how that goes. And I can always adjust the colors later, but I really love the idea of being able to just make the definition of her jawline pop a little more. And I might even actually accentuate that a little bit more.
So it's getting there. It's turned into a wrap skirt now.
This is a perfect example, guys, how you started with these two pieces together to be able to actually extend the skirt, but you decided you didn't like the look and you just cut off the top.
Yeah.
And I love it. And same thing with the A-frame.
And then I cut the side so I would have a way to kind of get in and out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's kind of how it ends up being wrapped, which is fine by me. I kind of like asymmetrical, so.
Oh, I love this look. Yeah, this is fun, Heather. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to show you on the back side of the taffeta how this paint doesn't really bleed through. I think I have one little spot that it came through, just a little tiny bit, but it stays on the other side, so it really is, it goes on thin. And if you see this, you can still crinkle it. See, I kind of like the crinkle look on this. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tighten up, adjust the eyes, adjust the mouth, use a little baby brush on here, and then show you what I got. So I'm just trying to do a little highlighting here, reshaping the lips, kind of directional of the lip line. Amazing how you can do these little touch-ups. It might all of a sudden change the form, the way you see the lips, even softening some of the color. When I'm finishing up, I use pretty small brushes. This has short bristles on it. It's very short, so you can't hold a lot of paint in it, which is kind of a good thing sometimes because you're doing little details that sometimes it's hard to be able to do them when you have a lot of paint in your brush. So in here, I'm just kind of looking for the form. I have this the finger kind of coming in this direction. I might accentuate it with just a cleaner paint line, where you can actually see the fold. Or it might actually come down in this direction. I might just highlight the lighter color so I can kind of feel the way that the hand bends down and kind of comes around in here. It's amazing how once you start building the colors on, this one here, I've got a little bit of pink I can see in the brush, and I'm okay with that. I like to have a little bit of variety. Where there's cool colors, there might be a little bit of warm colors to kind of reflect some of the colors that are back here into the image right onto the hand, because light does reflect color. So you know, even if you have a white glove, it's amazing how many different shades of colors might actually be reflecting onto that glove. I might just tone down that the pink a little bit, the peachy color, and just kind of bring it so that you can see which way the fingers actually bend down into here. It's kind of an awkward positioning, but it's kind of unique. The way the hands are underneath her, supporting her face. I kind of love that. Yeah, I like that.
Audrey. I love how it turned out. And my idea in the beginning was to have the sheer piece go over it. So I'm just holding it for now until I get the waistband in. But you get the idea of how it will look.
Wow.
I kind of love that look. I love it. So this is the skirt. And I just, I made some alterations to it. I decided that I didn't want the top part of it. It just wasn't flowing nicely, the fit. And I like the way it turned out so far. It's definitely been a great piece to learn on. I've learned a lot through making this one.
Amazing how you can just start with one idea and it ends up being completely different.
Yes.
Like we originally had horses on here.
Yeah, we did. And then the front, the little A-line, the triangle that I had in was kind of folding over. It was almost like too much material. So I took some of that out, and then I wanted to kind of obscure this line, kind of make it blend in. So adding the stars to this kind of area, I think really kind of helped it.
Oh, I love it, Heather.
Yeah. So I have some ties, and it's a wrap skirt now. And I will just put the ties on and wrap it around.
Okay.
This little
Oh,
Susie dog.
hi, Susie.
My grandmother's neighbor had a dog named Susie. And throughout my childhood, she would walk this dog. She was so cute.